Lolian.
In the bottom right spawn position, playing for Team Grubby, showing us why he's known to be such a good Storm user. It had almost gotten him the comeback in last series. How is he going to do this time? It's Team Grubby's Grubby. In the top left spawn position, up-and-coming German Terran player, 17 years old, recently joining Team Acer and immediately qualifying himself for Challenger League, and now tied up against one of Europe's top Protoss players. He's playing in teal, or blue if you like. It is a Terran player, Acer's Hydra.
Acheron Wastes. Okay. A relatively large map, lots of dead space around the main, the third, nice avenues into the natural as well. This can lead to some really interesting situations coming into the mid-game. Grubby in game 1 and 2 have gone for a Stargate. So if you've been going for a Stargate consistently, maybe he will again. It's a good map for going for a couple of Oracles on. You can get in there and do some nice damage. But the Oracle worked out really well in the first game, not so well in the second. Will Grubby chance it in the third? Of course, this is a best of 3, so whoever wins this will advance forwards in the bracket. The loser of this game isn't out of WCS EU Challenger. They get knocked down into the group stage of the Challenger division, and they just forfeit the chance of being able to go up into Premier. So a lot on the line to get up into Premier. That's where all the real big money is, and of course these two will be desperate to try and make it there.
You know who's going to be a happy panda? I think you are going to be a happy panda when Grubby wins this game, Maddles, because then you will get to cast MC versus Grubby tomorrow.
I would be very happy about that. I'm not going to lie.
That would be sick. But then again, it would also be really good to have have a player who is not as well known as Grubby yet to be in the limelight. So there's something to say for both players to advance. Who's going to go up against MC tomorrow in the round of 24 or stage 2 or round 2 of the Challenger League? It's either going to be Grubby or Acer Hydra, and everything is on the line here on Acheron Wastes.
Now for the moment, not too much scary is occurring. Hydra just getting down that reactor on the barracks once more. He's pulled the SCVs out of gas, just as we've seen in the previous game, and will be going for that engineering bay block. This is really frustrating. We spoke about this in game 2, Lurlian, that the Zealot hasn't been made, which means dealing with that engineering bay can be a right pain, especially when Grubby is going to be going to try and get that natural nexus down. He's got enough money for it, and he's going to see that and be like, ugh. Why did I stop that Zealot production? And now this is going to be a big delay to that base, and actually is really good for Hydra, who's just started his own natural. Really good spot for him.
It's funny how I theory crafted all about the Zealot and the Council of the Zealot and the Engineering Bay, and the next game Grubby doesn't get a Zealot and immediately he gets an Engineering Bay block. That's a little bit unlucky, and as you can see, it's going to hurt him. He's going to be forced to drop the Robo before getting the Nexus, which is not something you really want to do. The SCV is going to try to get back in here, and will not be able to see the Robo. It would have been so good if Hydra got to see that Robo.
Because it's a big variation. As I said earlier, every game so far this series, Grubby did go for the Stargate. This game, he's skipping that, and therefore could cause Hydra to potentially throw down those missile turrets just to be safe, with no need of being there. But for the moment, we just see Grubby taking his natural nexus just now. We've got the second gas on its way out for Hydra, and his natural base is very near completion. There goes down the scan though, seeing all, knows that robotics facility has just finished, and all of the timings that Hydra would have wanted to know have now been revealed. Brilliant for him, and sending him in a nice spot going into the mid-game.
Definitely, as Hydra has no confirmation that the Nexus is up yet, though, so he's probably looking to get that confirmed sometime soon. Grubby, by the way, nice pylon positioning. Want to point that out. That pylon is outside of the vision of that watchtower, but it is very much in vision of medevacs that could potentially fly over towards his base. And since Grubby, this game around, is not opening Stargate, he's not going to have the Phoenix out to deal with the drop play, therefore has a pylon there to see anything coming.
And that's a really smart move, because you need to know if anything does come in. Hellback drops were really effective in Game 2, along with that push of Marines and a Widow Mine into the natural base. So Hydra could potentially be trying to mimic that once more, trying to work on that success, which arguably allowed him to win game number 2 and level out this series. But for the moment, Grubby has got his first Immortal just about to pop. He's got 2 additional gateways completing. The factory for Hydra just finished. I'm keeping an eye out. The switch is going down here, just as expected. So that factory will now have a reactor on it. And that is all good news. It means the Widow Mine production can start up really quickly. And at the same time, we've got the armory, we've got the starport. Everything just going pretty standard at the moment for the Terran player, and for Grubby, nothing unexpected either.
Well, I'd like to beg to differ because there's the armory medals. It has gone down behind the mineral line of Hydra. So definitely not some late game plans in mind for Hydra. He's got his mind on some early mid game Hellbat drops, and Grubby's observer. What is it going to be able to see? Hydra has seen the glimpse of that observer and is building an engineering bay in vision of that observer right now. Might be on purpose, actually. Might be like, look, I'm building an engineering bay. I'm not getting an armory. The scan goes down, the observer is dead, and Grubby has no idea that he's going to be hit with a double Hellbat medevac drop.
Well, it's the same that happened in Game 2. He's doing an absolute identical push where he's going to send some Marines, the Widow Mines, into the natural base while doing the Hellbat drop into the main. But look at that pylon placement. It should be able to pick up very easily what Hydra's doing. See the two medevacs on their way across, and Grubby moving forward now with these 2 Immortals and 3 Sentries. This is an interesting little timing window, but look, there's 2 Widow Mines just outside on the ramp of the natural of Hydra. Potentially, they could do a nice bit of damage, especially to any Stalkers or Zealots that stray too close.
They definitely could. Grubby going up to 5 gateways right now, which is quite a bit on 2 bases. No Colossi attack and no forges are down. So he's definitely putting a lot on this attack. If this does no damage, Grubby is definitely going to be behind. But he's... a Hydra. This could be a bad moment to move out. Is he going to get the force fields on the Marines? Yes, he does get the force field. Oh, he might even be able to intercept one of the medevacs with the Hellbats in it. But he doesn't quite manage to get them. Grubby has a very low unit count here. Is he actually going to be able to do anything here? Hellbat's being dropped on top of the Immortals. The first Immortal is now down, but another Immortal joins back up. Hydra forced to pull a lot of his workers here. The last Hellbats are very low on HP. They're being healed by the last remaining medevac. Those 2 Immortals still going strong. They've got quite some kills shared between them. The SCVs are actually zoning them out quite well now.
And this is the point where actually Hydra, he's forced back this push for the moment. Grubby's unit count is quite low, but he's just warped in another group of Zealots. This is really important. The bunker has gone down. The Widow Mine is back up again, but detonates on the Stalker that was hugging all of those SCVs. A lot of them now on red health. Really smart move if that was intentional there by Grubby. Didn't know the Widow Mine was down, but now Hydra being forced back. He's taking quite significant losses, and Grubby has got a nice little bit of momentum. The Hellbat is still up. There's more reinforcements constantly coming in. Another wave of Stalkers on their way out now for Grubby, coming from that proxy pylon. Kiting, started stepping back by Grubby. Hydra pushing forward. He's had those SCVs pulled for such a long time. And, well, this is actually starting to look like pretty close, but Grubby has got the edge. He's just got a nice critical mass up. And with this, he should have this game, but the Hellbat numbers, the reinforcements are coming in. The natural base has been evacuated. In terms of the worker count, it's 51 now for Grubby to just 24 SCVs of Hydra. Grubby is in a really solid spot now.
And he's going to get this orbital command, I think. I don't think SCVs will be able to get there in time to repair it. And getting that orbital command, that's big. Grubby just has to kill... actually has to kill nothing anymore. He can go back home and try to defend his 3rd base. He might be forced to cancel his 3rd, but that's not the end of the world. He has the 2 base economy right now. Hydra does have the better attack. Grubby's actually going into the main base. This could be a little bit of an overextension. Nice focus fire on the medevacs. Does get 2 of them down, but not before the Hellbats have dropped out. Nice force fields keeping a lot of the units in the main base.
Yeah, this is a really, really nice move here. Sniping off that medevac, absolutely perfect by Grubby there. He's whittled down Hydra's army. Grubby currently sitting in 48 army supply to 30, but it's the worker count that's the big problem for Hydra at the moment. He's down to 20 SCVs to 58 probes. This is probably going to be one of the last holds. The medevac trying to come over, but gets sniped off with still 1 Hellbat in there. 2 more Hellbats pushing their way down. The SCV count dwindling, and without that natural base, Grubby, he's securing up his 3rd behind this, and he's cleaned out just so much of this force. Hydra down to just 36 supply. It would take more than a miracle for him to win this game now, I reckon, Lurlian.
It would. Another observer comes in here. Grubby realizes how far ahead he is, warps in a big round of Zealots, comes up with a sentry, and he will be able to close this game out. We're gonna see the rematch, dancing his units left and right. Grubby has done it. GG, well played, gets called by the